So we're Carly Jane again on a YouTube channel. I get so excited about these sessions. So today I've got Antoinette Roll with me, and we're going to ask the same questions all about spirituality and issues in life and how people have conquered them or got through them, so that they can inspire all of us watching these YouTubes. So come on, Antoinette, the same question to you. Same question. Where did it all start?
Thank you, Carly, for having me and allowing me to tell my story, having the time in your hectic schedule. My journey started when I was very young. I could see spirit. I was the age of 4 when my great-grandmother died, and she waved at me from the hospital window. And when my parents came down, I said to them, Granny waved at me, and I pointed out exactly the window in the room where she was lying. And they said, it's not possible because she's got pipes and she's been tied down. There's no possible way. So they went back up, and the nurse told them the minute they left the room, she had passed over. And soon I had a little children visiting me in my bedroom, and I thought it was all normal. And I remember in the late 80s, they were talking about aliens and everything. And I really always felt like the outsider. So at the age of 9, I was sitting outside in the garden, looking up in the skies, and thought, I believe there are aliens, and I'm most probably one of them, because I really felt alienated. And so I always had this, but I had to suppress it because I was always drawn to like Buddha statues and whatever, and I felt different, but I was always conditioned that it was satanistic and it was bad. So when I left home, I got married, and I thought, once I get married, I will be able to practice my spirituality and my freedom. And unfortunately, it was not the case. And I fell into a major depression. And it was about 8 years ago, I decided this was enough. And I just decided, let's start doing a meditation circle, start doing what I want for myself. And that is where my whole journey really started, focusing on myself at that point.
Yeah, so you were on, as you told me before, on a lot of medication.
Yes, because my medication started directly after I got married, because I had to start suppressing everything I thought I was going to be able to live, not having support from your family, people not understanding your abilities, and it being seen as evil. So I started trying to please everyone around me. So I ended up in hospital trying to take my own life. Psychiatrist put me on fluoxetine. I went and saw a counselor as well, and things didn't get better. I ended up back in hospital again trying to commit suicide. They increased my dose, and now I'm on a double dose of fluoxetine, sleeping tablets, anti-anxiety tablets, and it didn't get better. I tried it a third time, and I ended up being on a triple dose of fluoxetine, Valium, sleeping tablets, anti-anxiety tablets, headache tablets, migraine tablets, and my 24 hours consisted of hands full of tablets, just trying to cope.
Yeah, and it's just that's just like numbing. I mean, I've been on some tablets, but it just numbs it down, doesn't it? It numbs you, really.
It numbs it, and that was my way of trying to cope with everything that I suppressed. And one day I just decided that this is enough. I've lost my soul. I'm not living. I haven't spent time with my children because I've always been sedated and depressed and totally out of it, because I was trying to make everyone around me happy. And I thought, well, this is it. And then I joined a meditation circle nearby work. So once a week, directly after work, I would then start joining and going for this hour meditation, where we would go within and start relieving and releasing and just practicing that mindfulness. And then we would get homework for the week. And I realized that I'm starting to feel better and that I didn't need so many tablets anymore. And I thought, well, this is wonderful. I then decided, okay, I want more because if meditation and mindfulness can do this, then surely there must be something better and bigger. And that I started Googling, and that is where I found Reiki. And I just Googled alternative healing, and I found my Reiki master. I went for a few healing sessions, and my life started changing. I felt better, I felt more positive, and my soul started coming back. I started seeing the light.
It's soul healing, isn't it? That's right.
It is. And you have to go through that process to be able to, for someone to understand that hasn't gone through the process. It's really exciting, really motivating, but it is hard work. It just doesn't happen overnight. You have to put your mind to it, and you have to do the homework. You can't just sit back and think it's now just going to happen.
No, you've got to go to the dark tunnel, haven't you, to then climb out.
Yes.
People can throw you the rope, but only till you're ready do you start climbing out, isn't it?
Yes. No, and obviously once you start your journey, it's never enough. You want to keep on growing. So after receiving my Reiki sessions, I then thought, okay, if this can help me so much, maybe I must learn Reiki, and then I can help other people that's been where I've been. So I became a Reiki master, and soon you felt there's something bigger. And, you know, spirit starts to communicate with you. They work with you. The angels come through and you get the messages. And then I started looking at other healing modalities like the metaphysical healing, the wonderful Atlantean healing that I've done with you. And that's my best modality so far. And then working with your cosmic beings, your dragons and your unicorns and all that, it is absolutely transforming. And having worked with people, practicing what I've learned, it's so wonderful to see how I can help someone that's been through the same journey where I've been, and be able to help them with the energy healing and helping them with mindfulness meditations, and just helping them to get on that path so they can start working on themselves, because it is really about setting boundaries and going in.
So what do you mean?
Doing what's good for you.
So what do you mean by that? So just for anybody listening, so you said set boundaries. What does that mean?
I always wanted to make sure everyone around me is happy, and I allowed myself to be bullied. I allowed myself to get told what I must do, although I wasn't happy, and allowing people to bombard me and overload me with things that I couldn't cope. And I realized that it is okay to say no. And if it doesn't resonate with me, it's okay to say no. I'm not the bad one. You have to take care of yourself. You have to set the boundaries and be healthy before you can serve the people around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Another word might be people pleasing as well, isn't it? We want to please people around us. We want to see them happy as well. So sometimes we do things to that, isn't it? But yes, you have to connect in with the soul. Does this resonate with my soul?
Exactly. Yeah, but to find the soul is quite a journey. It's very difficult. It's a lot of hard work. But if you keep your mind focused, because even in the time of Atlantis, like you've taught us, is if you can manipulate situations with the mind. So you can change any situation if you just change your mindset.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's wonderful. So any advice to anybody else really struggling out there at the moment? What would your advice be coming from your stance? What would you give out as some advice? What's the key points?
Okay. First of all, find your soul group, your soul family that will be there to support you and understand you, and reach out for help, and don't be afraid to say no, and be selfish. Make time for yourself. And when things get difficult, just know you need to break through that barrier and that pattern to evolve and to become of a higher frequency. So it's going to always be a challenge. But once you've overcome that obstacle, it will become so much better. And looking back where I was 8 years to compared to today, it is really worth the journey.
Yeah, and it's lovely because I'm sure others looking at this can see that in your face. You can see the glow, coming from you. You can see it in your eyes, and it's lovely because you can see that difference in somebody, can't you? When you work with somebody, I've worked with people, when you see the difference, where their eyes are just, I say, soulless, I suppose, isn't it? Because the eyes are the soul, so they're right, they're a little bit soulless, but yours is sparkling. You can see the light, you can see the shining out of you now, which is what health is all about. So beautiful. Thank you so much for coming to talk to me today.
Thank you, Carly. And I also just want to add to that people need to go around to different spiritual teachers and find who resonate with them and work with them. And that is what I have done as well. I've been through, especially over lockdown, has opened so many doors for me, because through Facebook and Zoom, I've met Julian, and through Julian I've met you, and so we move on and to find people. And in your group we found a lot of people that you resonate with, and it literally becomes a little family. And when you join with that group, you can feel how the vibration rise and how you just feel connected with that group of soul family. So be pedantic on who you choose to be your spiritual teacher and master.
Yeah. It is, be selfish again on that note, isn't it? See who resonates. It can be somebody that's charging $500 or £500 or whatever, or it can be somebody that's charging 50 or 5, or somebody that's even free. You find that right person, don't you? It's not about the money aspect, it's just resonating.
And also it needs to come from the heart. And initially when I joined your sessions as well, I could see that it was coming from the heart. And all the meditation travels that I had with you really set me off, and it really unlocked a lot of healing that I needed to do. And it's also because it's coming from the heart. Like you said, you can charge thousands of pounds for healing and whatever, but it has to come from the heart. If it doesn't come from the heart, then that a couple of thousand or £100 that you've paid for it doesn't mean anything.
So anybody listening, I've got my last Wednesday session coming up. We're going to use the unicorn scope for a lovely meditation, which is free for anybody listening. And then I'm going to have a break till September. So I'm going to have, because I haven't actually really stopped for 18 months really. So I'm going to have a little bit of a break through August, enjoy our British summer here. And just continue with my mentoring, because I'm mentoring students on one-to-ones. I'm going to keep them on, but I'm going to just stop on the bigger versions for a minute. But I'll be back in September with some more ideas. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your journey. And I know it will just inspire, even if it inspires one person, we've done our job. Just to make that move out of society and the way society really tells us and makes us believe certain things, doesn't it? About this is what you've got to have another tablet that will do it. And you're living proof that that's not true. So well done.
Thank you, Carly. And your meditations are really, really a healing on its own. So I'm encouraging the people to join in if it's possible, to make the time. Well, you're going for that journey.
You're going to be the teachers, doing your own healings, and I know already you do your own meditations. So between us all, spread the light. So I say, spread the light. So yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
Say amen. God bless.
Amen.